Today we're making Vietnamese Bò Kho, which is beef stew that actually has flavor. I'm making this because my boss asked me to bring something ethnic but approachable to the office potluck. This is my passive-aggressive response. This is beef flank, the good part of the cow. Unlike chicken breast, which is just protein pretending to have a personality. Fun dark history fact. During the French occupation of Vietnam, beef was primarily reserved for colonizers. Vietnamese people made this stew with whatever scraps they could steal from French kitchens. So this dish is basically edible rebellion. I respect that. First, boil water with salt and ginger. We're going to parboil the beef to remove impurities. In other words, we're giving the meat a bath before the real cooking starts. Cut the beef into medium chunks. I'm surprisingly good with knives. My high school guidance counselor found this concerning. Boil for 5 minutes. While we wait, I should mention that I recently took my coworkers to an Asian grocery store for team building. My boss got lost in the sauce aisle and kept asking if things were exotic. My other coworker thought durian was a medieval weapon. Cultural education is exhausting. Now remove and rinse the beef. Look at all that scum that came off, like the emotional baggage I pretend not to have. For the marinade, we need garlic, shallots, beef spice powder, chicken powder, salt, sugar, and lemongrass. This beef spice powder has star anise, cinnamon, and cardamom. In medieval Europe, these spices were worth more than gold. Now they're in a $3 packet. You obviously know fish sauce is going to be part of this dish. It's like the relationship everyone saw coming, but still questions why it works. It's also like my marriage. From the outside, people don't understand it, but it works for us. Mix everything with the beef and massage it with your hands. This is oddly therapeutic, like watching my white friends try to use chopsticks at the Asian grocery store food court. Their struggle brings me joy. Let this marinate for at least 2 hours, preferably overnight. Patience in cooking is important, unlike patience in my work meetings, which is just self-torture. I'm using an Instant Pot because I have better things to do than stand over a stove for 4 hours, like contemplate my existence or stare at walls. Sauté more garlic and shallots until golden, not brown. Vietnamese cooking operates on the principle that there's no such thing as too much garlic. Unlike my boss, who operates on the principle that there's no such thing as too much enthusiasm at 8 a.m. Add the marinated beef and sauté for about 5 minutes. This develops flavor through the Maillard reaction. I know this because I sometimes read Wikipedia at 3 a.m. instead of sleeping. I'm using boxed coconut juice. Not coconut milk, not coconut water, but coconut juice. It's like the middle child of coconut products. Confused about its identity, but still useful. Add the coconut juice and enough regular water to cover the meat. In fancy cooking shows, they'd probably extract juice from fresh coconuts while talking about sustainability. I don't have that kind of energy. Pressure cook on high for 14 minutes. The Instant Pot is basically a time machine for food. It's what I wish I had for boring meetings. Just press a button and skip to the end. While that cooks, prepare your carrots and potatoes. Cut them into medium chunks, not too small, or they'll disintegrate, not too big, or they'll never cook. During the famine of 1945, when Japanese occupation led to over 2 million Vietnamese deaths, people would make versions of the stew with whatever they could find: tree bark, weeds, sometimes even leather boiled, until it was chewable. The spices weren't just for flavor. They were to mask the taste of desperation. In Vietnam, Bò Kho is often eaten for breakfast. Americans think that's weird while eating donuts, which are literally just cake, at 8 a.m. Release the pressure and open the lid. Stand back unless you want a facial of beef steam. Taste the broth. Something's missing. This is where I realize I forgot to add the fish sauce to the marinade. Classic me, forgetting a key ingredient until the last minute. Like how I forget my employee ID until I'm already at the security desk. Add the carrots and potatoes. They'll cook quickly because the liquid is approximately the temperature of my rage when asked to participate in team building exercises. Pressure cook for another 3 minutes. During the Vietnam War, families would make this communally to stretch limited resources. One cow could feed an entire village while American planes flew overhead. Nothing enhances flavor like imminent death. The beef should be tender enough to cut with a spoon. If not, you failed at a fundamental level and should order takeout. Serve with fresh herbs and French bread. I suggest French bread, but my local grocery store deprived me of it, so I'm using sliced white bread. If you want the authentic experience, don't be like me. Get the French bread. The flavor is deep and complex. Star anise, lemongrass, beef, and the slight sweetness from the carrots. The beef is tender without falling apart. Even with subpar bread, it's still better than anything my coworkers will bring to the potluck. Vietnamese Bò Kho. It survived colonization, war, and will now survive a government office potluck. When my husband gets back from tour, I'll make this for him. He'll probably try to name it something ridiculous like death metal meat soup, and then write a song about it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to eat this in my closet where no one can see me enjoy something. My reputation, as someone who hates everything, is important to maintain.